The Legend of Chip. The legend begins. Written by Stanley Campbell. Narrated by Andy Robert. I dedicate this book to anyone who has ever struggled with anything in their life and wondered why. For those who have never struggled with anything in their life, please pass this book to someone else, as it isn't for you. Prologue. Christopher MacDougall was sitting near the fireplace, reading his father's favourite book, when a sudden booming ripped him from his thoughts. He turned to see his wife Mary sitting at the table looking alert, her eyes focused upon their cottage door. Christopher rose quickly, wondering who might come calling at this late hour. He opened the door to see his friend Marcus Brown, looking quite alarmed. "Marcus, what be the trouble?" "Chip, you must come with me at once. The Reds have Gow in the square accused of treason." "Latch the door until I return." Mary gasped as Christopher fetched his coat and hat. "Should you take your father's sword?" Christopher glanced at the claymore which rested on the mantel above the fireplace. "Nay, my love, the Reds shall slay any Scot bearing the blade." Christopher kissed his wife goodbye before joining Marcus outside, snatching a torch from the porch as he went. They passed through the outer pastures to save time, arriving to find most of the men already assembled in the square. English soldiers had formed a circle, keeping the townsfolk from reaching the centre. Christopher's heart pounded as his eyes fell upon the face of his friend, Andrew Gow, standing atop the gallows, bound and gagged with a noose about his neck. The fear on Gow's face sent sparks of anger through him. An English soldier addressed the crowd, reading from a scroll of parchment. "People of Balloch, on this, the 18th day of September in the year of our Lord 1742, this man hath been found guilty of treason to the crown." The gathered townsfolk roared their disapproval, shouting obscenities at the soldiers who brandished their rifles threateningly. "Where be your proof?" Marcus shouted over the commotion. The soldier glared at Marcus. "He was found fashioning swords within his shop, a practice which has been banned by the king. The punishment for anyone caught conspiring—" The roar of the crowd drowned out the Red's final words. None gathered there needed hear any more. Any moment, the normally peaceful townsfolk of Balloch would become a raging mob. "Audience with your commander!" Christopher shouted, his words lost among the turmoil. Two soldiers fired shots into the air, silencing the crowd. "We shall have order!" the soldier shouted, climbing to the top of the gallows platform. "This man has been found guilty of treason and shall be hanged by the neck until dead." Without warning, the soldier grabbed hold of the lever and pulled. The trap door beneath Gow's feet swung open, and the night descended into chaos. The crowd pushed forward, attempting to reach the gallows, but the soldiers held their ground. The enraged mob began swinging torches and tossing rocks. Using their rifles like batons, the soldiers retaliated, striking Christopher and several other townsfolk. Christopher fell to one knee, pain spreading through his midsection. Eyes watering, he looked up in time to block a blow to his head with his forearm. In a fit of rage, one of the soldiers took hold of a torch and tossed it into the blacksmith's shop. Fire engulfed the building, quickly spreading to nearby stores. Horror set in as Christopher realised what was happening. Marcus's cobbler shop, his bakery, and all the other shops which lined the square would burn. The crowd erupted as more shots were fired into the air. In a moment of confusion, a dozen men, including Marcus, broke past the line of Reds. Christopher tried to follow, but was shoved back. "Halt, or we'll fire!" He saw the soldiers raise their rifles, then heard the blasts. "Marcus!" His heart failed to beat as he watched Marcus fall to the ground. The thunder of hooves pounding the ground filled the air as he looked up to see several soldiers on horseback riding into the square. "What's going on here?" "Commander!" the soldier shouted from the platform, addressing the lead rider. "The local blacksmith was found guilty of treason. The townsfolk—" "We are here to maintain order," the commanding soldier boomed. "We're not here to punish or execute." Seizing the opportunity, he ran forward past the Reds, sliding to the ground to avoid being shot, and cradled his friend in his arms. "Chip, my friend," Marcus breathed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?